Hotep, Black Power. Giving honor to the Creator, the ancestors, my sister, Chief of Staff, Brother Harris Abdul of the Street Law Soldiers, my father, my in-laws, family and comrades, as well as your family and comrades who are in the ancestral realm as we speak. And that we ask the ancestors and the Creator to guide and protect and give us directions in continuity that we may follow your directions and divine instructions that will ultimately lead us to freedom in all areas and aspects of our being. Today I want to talk about excuse me, Washington D.C. the black age group ranging from the mid-20s to the late 60s, and most of our brothers and sisters in D.C. It's a good portion, and I mean in the thousands. They are in a total destitute state. I mean, they literally in front of blocking doors, entrance doors to all grocery stores and any type of stores, begging for change in the middle of the streets, holding up traffic. The majority of them, especially those in their mid-50s and mid-60s, who have debilitating and dilapidated physical and medical conditions, that some of them can't even stand straight up. They can barely walk, but yet they hold up traffic. You know, they have on clothing that they've had on for months. You know, the horrific and pungent odors that our brothers and sisters have. And it's because of the fact that substance abuse and mental health, and like I said, mental health is the silent killer in D.C. You know, nobody wants to talk about having mental health issues, but all blacks, whether you under the poverty level or whether you're a wealthy black millionaire, you have mental health issues ranging from post-traumatic slave syndrome to post-traumatic stress disorder. You know, and nobody wants to talk about these things. You know, drug addiction with the invasion of this fentanyl that's been mixed into the opiates and the heroin. You know, that are killing our brothers and sisters daily and around the clock on the streets. With the K2, the synthetic marijuana, and even the marijuana that's on the street that's been chemically treated, the PCP liquid, you know, the dippers, you know, which we call dippers. They're dipped in cigarettes, which is a combination of phencyclidine and formaldehyde and embalming fluid. And, you know, cheap wine and cheap vodka that's, I mean, literally destroying the minds and hearts of our people. And I'm talking about the black residents of Washington, D.C. who lived here all their lives. Their whole life they've been in D.C. And as a result of gentrification, all these walls put up to prevent the black man from gaining employment. If lucky, being able to work as you know, DPW, Department of Public Works, which is literally a trash man. It's just a formal way of saying a garbage man. You know, a leaf blower. You know, but the government's sector is off limits to heterosexual black males that have any type of that have had any prior history in the criminal justice system. And it's set up like that, as well as the military, as well as the voting procedures. So the black man is unable to take care of his family. So that leaves him with crime and prison. You know, so it's just so dismal in terms of a future in Washington, D.C. And this is the nation's capital. You know, Obama didn't do anything for the black community. Nothing. And we can still have our pom-poms cheerleading for them, the Obamas. And, you know, he's done nothing. But yet we get mad about whatever Trump says. And it don't make sense to me. That's like you get mad at a family member. You know you're getting mad at the outsider, but not getting mad at the family member for not looking out for you when the family member's supposed to look out for you. You know. So I mean, it's, you know, we have our priorities very, very and our thinking is so warped, you know, so warped, you know. And but once again, back to the you know, the DC residents, most of them, you know, I mean, the bumming change all day long, and most of the times it's the same people, you know, and a lot of them just need drug treatment. You know, they need to go and receive drug treatment, mental health treatment, you know, job training, you know, vocational rehabilitation, social rehabilitation, you know. But then you have the majority refuse to accept it, and so, you know, you have those who stand around all day, refuse to get drug treatment, refuse to work, but expect you to give them change, you know, to contribute to buy alcohol and drugs for them. And then, you know, getting their feelings when you don't. You know, the working class people who, you know, they're barely making it. And then the little pennies that they have, you know, you have your hands out for those. And sometimes it becomes frustrating. And now I'm talking about those. I'm not talking about those who. Now you have some people who just down on their luck. They're just out there, and they're looking for a way to plug back in terms of they may have lost their homes or whatever. You know, just had a streak of hardship. That's understandable. But the bulk of our people out there are those who, you know, refuse to try to make any type of changes and are solely dependent on the pennies that they receive from people walking up and down the street and people that are, you know, that are shopping and things of that nature. And it's a real sad situation. Because I know some people that I grew up with, you know, people I went to school with, people I played sports with, they're just, you know, they've just given up, you know, and, you know, and refuse to accept any type of help that's going to really help them, you know, but more comfortable and, you know, into just being a bum, being a hobo, you know, and it's a sad situation. In other words, I'm saying that, you know, the shit is playing out now. You know, people are tired of just, you know, giving up change every day to the same people that are walking around in this dismal, destitute state that are just so fucked up. You know, and they make it extremely hard and difficult for those who are out there that are looking for some genuine help to get back on their feet. You know, and I've never seen DC residents in such a dreadful, you know, a fucked up situation. I mean, it is totally fucked up. I mean, people are everywhere with their hands out. You know, literally, I mean, literally, I see people literally eating out of trash cans. I mean, physically eating out of the trash can. You know, I've never seen the black community in this state. You know, the HIV epidemic is so high. The black gay youth population is increasing. It's you know, and they're training our boys to be homosexuals in these public schools. Reading books like, even in elementary, they have to read a book that is mandatory called Princess Boy, about a little boy who wants to be a girl, and his mother dresses him up like a girl, and he goes to school, and they instruct and force the other children, the other boys, not to make fun of him. You know, that it's okay for him to want to be a girl. That's one of the mandatory reading materials in the elementary schools in Washington, D.C. And see, a lot of y'all will say, you know, let people be and all this. It's, no, when our population is decreasing, because you're thinking about yourself, you're not thinking about 5 or 6 generations, you know, ahead of us. You know, that's selfish thinking. You know, to just say fuck it and end our lineage right here, our bloodline. No. You know, that black fags, Black Lives Matter, and all that other shit, you know, that's encouraging and that's promoting homosexuality in the black community. Along with Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey. You know, she wants to be a man, but I was getting ready to call her Opie. But you know, they promote this shit. You know, hurt people. And what they do is promote these movies about women, battered women, and homosexual men being the saviors of every movie and every TV show. You know, Empire, where all the other males on the show have some form of dysfunction except the homosexual boy. You know, he's been shot. He overcomes drug, painkiller addiction, and he's the savior. You know, the other oldest boy, he's bipolar, and the youngest boy, he has a problem laying up with everything. You know, the father is a snake, and the mother's an ex-con. You know, and that's supposed to be a show. That's supposed to be entertaining, educational, edutainment. That's bullshit. It's straight propaganda to promote this bullshit, this homosexuality shit. Same way with have and have-nots and the rest of that shit. You know, Moonlight, whatever that show was, Moonlighting, this shit promotes homosexuality and feminization of the black male. It makes no fucking sense. Makes no fucking sense at all. So when are we going to understand and step to the motherfucking plate, and deal with these issues and dilemmas? You know, I'm out in the community, and it's just disheartening to see the streets full of black men, in a state of confusion. Ball of confusion, as the Temptations would say. Don't know if they're coming or going. Everybody's trying to find a way to pull themselves up out of the muck and the economic slime and sludge and waste that's consuming them. And once again, it's a way out, because the black community, once again, we have to collectively come together, put our resources together, develop and establish our own government. We keep trying to fix a racist white supremacist government that will adhere to us and play fair with us, which will never happen. So we need to establish our own government, our own laws, and clean our people up. Once again, like I said, mental health. Every single black person on this planet has some degree of mental health issues, even if it's just post-traumatic slave syndrome, which every black person has. No one can escape that. No one can deny saying that they are not infected with that. And once we get out, and it's clearly you can see it. For number one, if you are selfish, you have post-traumatic slave syndrome, because you had slaves that were selfish. Your ancestors may have been selfish and only looked out for themselves and told on others. And that's been passed down in your ancestors' DNA. And now you carry that same attitude and that same behavior and energy. So, and then you go on the other side, the south side of Ward 8, which is the most povertized area in Washington, D.C. The people wear darker clothing. Brothers wear darker clothing. They're more grimy. They're a little more dusty looking. They're more grimy. They're more cruddier. And it's a more dismal, it's a more savage type mentality, dog eat dog mentality in Southeast Washington. And the solution to this, once again, is to combine our resources, worldwide, so we can come together and establish our own government, create our own jobs, create our own employment systems, build our own living quarters. It's not hard. In less than 10 years, all of this can take place and come to fruition. But if we continue at the rate we're going with, we're still trying to bag this cracker to treat us in a certain way, it's never going to happen. The cracker's never going to change. We must understand that. So we need to stop trying to be like him, and move this motherfucker out the way. Because that's what we do. We keep coming up and brainstorming, trying to find ways on how to be a part of his motherfucking world. instead of trying to find a way to remove ourselves from this motherfucker. You know, that's, you know, even the Nation of Islam reneged on their initial program that Elijah Muhammad had established about separating ourselves from this motherfucking crack. You know, and Minister Farrakhan, he wants integration. They have white boys in the nation. White FOI, country hillbilly motherfuckers, FOI. You got gays in the nation, you know, and it's just, you know, Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm and Dr. Khaled, you know, I know they're doing somersaults in their graves, you know, and he's not the only one. That's why I respect the Hebrew Israelites. You know, because they put the motherfucking crack on blast 24/7. I may not agree with everything that they, you know, stand on, but that's one thing that they do. They bangs on that motherfucking cracker. They bangs on his ass. You know, he gets no air with them. None. You know, but everybody else play games. That's why, you know, people were fucked up. Especially me when Mike Epps tried to imitate one of them, you know, and he lucky they ain't bust his motherfucking ass up, cause he deserved that for doing that. You know, that's total disrespect. You know, and you know, it's time. You know, in Puerto Rico, they're still begging for fighting, and FEMA hasn't come through for them. Trump, you know, Donald Skunk is lying, telling the public that, you know, they won't rest until Puerto Rico, you know, is secure and all this shit, man. But they're not doing shit. The people still dying over there, screaming, stating that FEMA, none of them haven't arrived to provide relief for them yet. They don't even have water or electricity. You know, almost 1 million people without electricity and water. And see, the United Snakes, what they want to put Puerto Rico in a position where they begin to start killing each other for water and food as a method of population depletion. Because Puerto Rico is a black and brown island. Come on, man. Let's wake up. Let's wake up and understand what the fuck is going on. You know, we don't have time to keep, you know, lollygagging and, you know, keep slew-footing around out here, man. You know, and you know, while our brothers and sisters, you know, are out here in this wretched state that our brothers and sisters in Washington D.C. are in. It is sad. It is real sad in terms of the mentality that some of our brothers and sisters have picked up and become so trifling minded. You know, and a lot of them have completely given up because they've been ran out of their homes. They've lost their jobs. You know, most of them are full-fledged winos, addicts, and you know, and that takes on a whole different energy. You on a whole different frequency when you're homeless, because you feel helpless and you feel like, you know, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. But what you have to realize, and I always tell people, You know, when you see a big rainbow, which is beautiful, but see, people want the rainbow, but they're not willing to endure the storm that comes before the rainbow. But if we do it collectively, there's not anything that we cannot endure and overcome and conquer as one people. You know, so I hope that I made some sense, and I hope that, you know, our brothers and sisters out there, that, you know, that the ones who can still be saved, because a lot of them, they're just too far gone. But the ones that can be saved, give yourself a chance. Give yourself another chance. You know, because there's some hope for you. You are much needed in the black community, because each and every one of us has a divine talent and blessing that we've been blessed with. That at some point we lost our way into fulfilling our divine mission. But for most of us, it is not too late. So let's go ahead, you know, and move in so we can step up and crush this motherfucking cracker. Hotep, Black Power.